This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, November the 15th, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks soundly defeated. No, they escaped. No, they didn't escape. They beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-4 to wrap up their 5-game road trip at 2-3. I'm going to break it down. Tonight is Tuesday, obviously, so it's my shorter show. At least I got to cut it off at about the 35-minute mark because I do my prayer hour at the church starting at midnight. So I got to get to that and make sure I'm not late to that. So right away, moderators, thank you in advance. We will see how busy you are. Members, thanks to all of you, Legends Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to all of you, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. I know that you could be watching, doing anything else, but the fact that you are here with me on a Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Pacific, and I know not all of you are from the Pacific time zone, that makes me appreciate you that much more. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review the podcast. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. And if you are here, right now, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so you can get active in the comment section. Make sure you like this video, like the fact that we are together, like the fact that we are all part of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, like the fact that we are talking about a Canucks win. So make sure you like the video. I only see 7 likes. So let's get that up. That always helps us a lot. Helps me out on this channel a lot as well. You're welcome to leave donations and get that donation train going. You're welcome to gift memberships or become a member or upgrade your membership. And most importantly, would love for you to get active in the chat section. And as always, I go for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then you go for the last 10 or 15 minutes after my mid-show sponsor read. And today I'm going to break down the Canucks win a little bit. Then for the second half, of course, I turn it over to you, whether you want to talk about what you saw from this game or what you think is the future of Bruce Boudreau and the Canucks coaching staff. And maybe I'll end with that to lead into the second part of the show. So once again, thank you for being here. And let's get going right here and right now. The Canucks win 5-4 in a game where they never trailed, but they had a bunch of leads. And, I'll admit, I'm getting a little bit tired of the jokes on Twitter about, before I get going, like I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go on to Twitter. I'm going to retweet my tweet, the fact that we are live right now. And if you are on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok, whatever you cool kids do, share the video right now, share the link, and let's get more people in here and let people know that we are in here talking about a Canucks win. It's always neat to see the numbers go up a little bit once everyone takes a 5 or 10 seconds to indeed share the video. Canucks win 5-4 in a game where they never trailed. And I'll go through the goals very quickly. Then I'll go through some stats that stood out to me. And then we'll talk about where this leaves the Canucks. So the Canucks opened the scoring with the fourth line. Some great work along the boards. And it was really Lockwood putting a puck off the side of the net, then finding Neil Zaman, who then finds a cutting Dakota Joshua, scoring behind 41-year-old Craig Anderson. Yes, Craig Anderson is 41 years old, is the oldest goalie in the NHL at 41, and I'm still 7 years older than him. So I'm not sure. Of course, I don't play in the NHL, but I'm 7 years older than a guy who looks like he's 70 years old already. So I'm not sure what that says about me. So Dakota Joshua scores at the 8-minute mark. Then, just a minute 17 later, Ethan Bear on a really nice play by really great pass by Horvat. It started off with some really good work, actually, behind the net by Garland. That's one thing I appreciate about Garland. When he has the puck, streaking in and carrying the puck over the zone, he doesn't really do a lot. He's not that dangerous. But where I find that Garland is quite effective is battling for pucks along the boards, especially behind the net. There was that one game where he had 2 assists from that spot. And again, he wins a battle, gets it to Horvat, who instead of doing a one-timer, it's kind of funny. If you watch the replay, JT Miller jumps in front of the net thinking that Horvat's going to shoot. But instead, Horvat does a nice little back pass to Bear, and Bear puts a wrist shot home past Anderson, who could not see because JT Miller was standing right in his grill. So that makes it 2-0, just 9 minutes in. Then Jeff Skinner scores. Rasmus Dahlin kind of outworks Niels Hoglander. That Hoglander Dries Besser line, they really struggled tonight. I'll get to that in a second. But he outworks Hoglander on the boards and finds a cutting. That's Rasmus Dahlin finds a cutting Jeff Skinner. Martin had no chance, and now it's 2-1 heading into the first intermission. Pettersson scores just 30 seconds into the second frame, which is nice. It's always nice when the Canucks actually do the scoring 1 minute in as opposed to giving up a goal. Some good work in the corner. The puck gets back to Hughes, over to OEL, and then OEL shoots it, and then Pettersson deflects it almost close to a high stick, but it counted as a goal. Buffalo didn't even challenge, and the Canucks are up 3-1. But then just 3 minutes later, Jeff Skinner scores the second of the game, and this one is from Tage Thompson. Some good work, and then really a bit of, again, more scrambly play from the Canucks in their own end. And it's actually, if I remember that play, that was the one where I think it became a 4-on-2, and then OEL kind of did a really, really slow turn in the middle, and puck squirts out to Skinner, and he puts it past Spencer Martin. But then the back-to-back power play goal. So it was funny. It was 3-2 for the Canucks, and then I went into Freshco for like 5 minutes, and I came out and it was 5-3. So JT Miller scores on that power play goal basically 2 seconds after a face-off win. Besser cuts, runs some not detected interference, and Miller puts a quick shot past Anderson. And then 1 minute later, the Canucks on another power play. It was Horvat on a breakaway. Buffalo made like one of the worst line changes I've ever seen. Spencer Martin doesn't get a third assist, unfortunately. Gets up to PD, who gets up to Besser, who gets it to Horvat streaking in, and Horvat makes no mistake. Alex Tuck scores on a deflection 3 minutes after that, after some more scrambling play by the Canucks. Guess whose line was on? Yes, the Dries Besser Hoglander line. And then it's going in the second intermission at 5-3. And then Middlestat is the only one who scores in the third. Bit of a scramble play after a Brock Besser penalty ended. So it was not a power play goal, but Besser was not yet back in the play. So the Canucks were still outnumbered. A bit of a scramble, and Middlestat scores that, and the Canucks are up 5-4. A couple of anxious moments. They're not too crazy, though, in the last few minutes. The Canucks guys, like I think it was Myers once, Miller once, they were all going for the empty net. I'm not sure if that's the best statistical play, but Boudreau said after the game he was fine if Horvat was out there taking face-off. So overall, I wouldn't say it's over stressful, over. It wasn't too crazy of an ending, and the Canucks hang on for a 5-4 win. Now you might think, well, it's a big deal. It's Buffalo. This is the same team. Buffalo hammered the Canucks in their home opener. That was when Buffalo was starting off the season really well, and I think tonight was their 6th straight loss. You look at the stats. Both teams had 32 shots on goal. Canucks held the edge in the face-off circle, 56 to 44%. Special teams was the biggest factor in this game, and for once it went in the Canucks' favor. They went 2 for 3 on the power play. They went 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Remember that last Sabres goal was after a Canucks power play ended. So they basically went 167% in combined special teams. 2 for 3, 67% on the power play. 3 for 3, 100% on the penalty kill. So obviously you do that, and then now you have a better chance to win. Finally, I'll get into some individual stats. On the good side, you had Horvat with a goal and 2 assists, another 3 points. You had Petey, who, let me just pull something up here. You had Petey with a goal and an assist as well. So a 2-point night for him. Just looking at anyone else have 2 points? No, it's just those two. And then, but a lot of people had 1 point. Besser, Lockwood, Garland, Miller, Joshua, Aman. So there's only 5 forwards, so 4 forwards that didn't have a point, and that's Dries, Hoglander, Mikheyev, and Kuzmenko, which is surprising because they played on PD's wing, but I guess PD got both of his points on the power play. No, he got one not at even strength. Then for defensemen, Ekman Larsson with an assist, Ethan Bear with his goal. Everyone else had no points. So decent. When you score 5 goals, you're going to get some decent point totals for some of the players. So what does that mean for the Canucks now? Well, you have both Pettersson and Horvat sitting with 20 points in 17 games. That's 20 points in 17 games. Horvat, that's 14 goals and 6 assists. And Pettersson is almost the opposite. It's 7 goals and 13 assists. Then you still have Mueller at 16 points in 17 games, so almost a point per game. Hughes has 14 and 13. Remember, he's missed 4 games, so he's over a point per game. And then Kuzmenko is our 5th leading scorer at 11 points in 16 games. Kuzmenko of the healthy scratch variety. By the way, Podkolzin, no update on him yet, but he was not playing today. So Will Lockwood did draw in the lineup. And that fourth line of Lockwood, Aman, and Joshua played well, responsible for a goal. Also out there near the end of the game as well with about 3 minutes left. So a lot of confidence shown by Bruce Boudreau. And no, Hoglander is not... Hoglander, I'm just looking at the players that have not scored a goal yet for the Canucks. Podkolzin, Hughes, Rathbone, Stillman, Besser. Guys that have actually played more than a handful of games. Besser, Myers, Hughes, and Podkolzin all don't have a goal. Hoglander does have 1. Hoglander only 3 points on the season, though. Couple negatives that stood out, at least I see a big -4 beside Sheldon Dry's name, and -3s beside Besser and Hoglander. That was our third line. So if you look at our top line, it was Miller, it was Horvat, it was Garland. Not only did they play well, they got some points, but they were tasked with trying to stop Skinner and Tage Thompson, and they did an okay job of that. Okay job. The second line was Petey between Kuzmenko and Mikheyev, and Mikheyev and Kuzmenko held off the score sheet, but Petey had 2 points. Obviously, the best player of those 3, so that makes sense that he gets points. Then the third line really struggled. That was Dries between Hoglander and Besser. Only Besser gets a point, but they're combined -10. That means if Dries was -4 and Buffalo scored 4 goals and none of them were power play goals, that means Dries was on the ice for all 4 Buffalo goals and none of the Vancouver goals. And then the fourth line, like I said, Aman, Joshua, and Lockwood played quite well. The D, they were fine tonight. They're fine for the most part. I think you had the low man at Ekman Larson was 1740, surprisingly. High guy, Hughes 2142. So all 6 defensemen got between 18 to 21 minutes. So you like to see that balance, especially at the end of a road trip. Now the Canucks have a couple days off. Well, I'm sure they'll practice on one of those 2 days. And then they host the LA Kings on Friday. And I will be there, which is pretty cool. I'll be there. My lower bowl seats on Friday, and then my upper bowl seats on Monday for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I'll spend the last couple minutes talking about coaching. There was a lot of talk prior to today's game about Rick Tocchet's name. Rick Tocchet, most recently of the Arizona Coyotes. Rick Tocchett's name as a guy that could be the next coach of the Vancouver Canucks. And I saw more than one person tweet about it tonight. I saw some other people saying that maybe it could happen as early as Friday. Like some people were talking about that on Twitter or by the end of the week. And it would be ironic. It would be ironic if I don't want this to happen because I really like Bruce Boudreau, and then I'd have to redo my intro for my show. But that's a small thing. but I did think about that. Maybe I should get one of you guys to do my intro. But imagine if Tocchet does indeed start coaching on Friday. His first game would be against the LA Kings. And then if you guys remember last year, Bruce Boudreau's first game coaching was against the LA Kings. And I'm pretty sure that we won 4-0 on that game. I should know that because I was there. So do I think it's going to happen? I think if the Canucks got blitzed tonight, and I said this last night, it could have very well happened. The Canucks win just delay the inevitable, because every time you hear one of the so-called experts speak on the radio or on a podcast, they're all talking about how basically you put Bruce Boudreau out of his misery because he did not look good after that Boston game. He looked disheveled. He looked unhappy, like not his physical appearance. He just looked at a loss for how to explain what was going on. Today was a little better because they won, and like I said, I don't know what would happen if they lost. But does today's win only delay the inevitable? Or maybe it doesn't delay anything. Or maybe it's not inevitable. I don't know. But as I mentioned, I saw on Twitter, I saw a few people, not just one, a few people talking about Rick Tocchet being potentially the new head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. So something to talk about for sure. So as I head into my mid-show sponsor read, and it's appropriate that one of them just popped in the chat. Let's get chatting. Ask me some questions. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you think you can talk about tonight's game, what stood out to you. But I think more importantly, bigger picture, is it time for a coaching change despite the win tonight? Let's go with my mid-show sponsor read. Firstly, shout out to my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video description. Use the link that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. That is performandtransform.ca/Canuck Clay, and Coach Patrick will contact you. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the discount code Canuck Clay at checkout at vessi.ca and receive $15 off every single pair of Vessi shoes that you buy. Again, vessi.ca. And once again, I'll remind you to subscribe so you can keep chatting in the comment section. Like the video. We're only at 21 likes, but there's 85 of you in here. Let's get that number up. And you're always welcome to leave donations. You're always welcome to become members or gift memberships. And you're always welcome to, of course, leave comments in the chat section. So let's get to those comments right now. Remember, tonight I do have to cut it off at about the 35-minute mark. Thoughts on Besser's play today? Not great, but he's slowly getting points because he does make good plays. But defensively, I'm not blaming him, but him, Dries, and Hoglander did not look good. Kempner, it's not the coach's fault. We can't just be blaming the coach. When do we hold the players accountable? Yes, I agree, but it's easier to fire one coach than it is to trade 20 players. Hey, Ricky. Hey, brother. Happy to see us win. Not happy with how the Canucks let up after it's 5-2. From that point on, they got outshot 21-6. Didn't spend any time the Sabres. Yeah, typical bend but don't break. But to be honest with you, I was okay with it. No update on Lazar. They said 3 to 4 weeks, 2 weeks ago. So we're about halfway through his absence. OEL has already had problems with talking to Arizona when he's coaching there. Hiring him would not be the best idea unless they're trying to move OEL. Hey, Carol, I'm glad we won tonight. I don't know. I think change the coach. I hope not, but I think so. So you don't want it to happen, but you think it will happen. Bear and Hughes. That gives you a lot of technically offensive potential, but I think they like the way that Bear can skate, and that's why they put him with a slower OEL. Actually, was it OEL and Myers today, or was it OEL and Bear? I didn't even see the final lineup card. Rick Tocchet should do your intro. Would be interesting. Well, I'd have to find him first. In a rebuild scenario, who stays, who goes? In a rebuild scenario, I think the only untouchables to me are Demko, Petey, and Hughes. I think anyone else would be fair game. I feel like we're blaming Bruce and not the players more. Yeah, you wouldn't be alone. You wouldn't be alone. I think Boudreau's job is safe for now. I don't blame him at all. Okay, that's fair. Blame starts at the top and goes in order. Oh, blame the start, the way the Canucks start, and then ownership, management. Oh, sorry. Not blame starts. Blame starts at the top. I'm so sorry. So in order, it's ownership at the very top, management, coaching, players, and fans. Yeah, you can't blame the fans for sure. Boudreau lead to the birth of Bruce. There it is. Tocchet coming in. Imagine the Rick Roll song. Not sure about you, but Bruce, there it is. A lot more catchy. The Rick Roll, never gonna give you up. That song. Why would it be that song? I don't get it. Oh, Rick Tocchet, the Rick Roll song. Okay, now I get it. Hey, Harry, what are your thoughts on Lockwood and Ethan Bear tonight? Thought Lockwood was good. I thought Bear was okay. Can we see any line changes when one of the players from injured reserve comes back? I think Dermott's close, so they'll probably put him in instead of Burrows. And then you have a top six of Shen, Hughes, Oyel, Myers, Dermott, and Bear. That's what I would like to see. As opposed to the forwards, maybe as long as Studnika's out, then you're going to need Dries to play center. So we'll see if any of those guys are close to coming back. Burns says we need continuity. That's fair. JT Miller gets a lot of criticism, but he's still putting up the points. No, you can't deny the points, but does that mask his defensive deficiencies? Oyel was with Myers, Burrows with Bear. Gotcha. Thank you, Nutella. Tocchet has a losing record. Okay, that's not great. Canucks did okay first and second, but Sabres was all third. Last 8 minutes after Sabres scored was scary. Yeah, actually, I heard Boudreau on the radio. He thought that the last 7 minutes were okay because he didn't think that Buffalo got a lot of good chances. They may have controlled play, but he wasn't worried about their chances. Given everything going on, I love this team with my whole heart. Hiring Babcock might be the nail in the coffin that gets me to boycott this team. Well, for that purpose, we hope that it doesn't happen, Funk You. We don't want to lose your support. Demko is very much touchable. Well, he's got a good contract, that's for sure. I think they'll make a coaching change, but I hope they keep Bruce to the end of the season. So are you saying then coaching change happens at the end of the season, or are you saying the coaching change has to do with the assistant coaches, Coach Rob? Or are you saying both? I hope Boudreau stays. I know we won't make the playoffs, but what's the point of firing him now? Some people say that. Do I think Lockwood can make the NHL full time next season? I don't, fangirl. I think he's good in spurts, but I'm not convinced that he's an everyday player right now. Players need to start learning how to take accountability and start blaming themselves for a team rough start. I think that's very fair, Taylor. We are unintentionally teeing for Bedard. We are trying our best and still losing. Well, that is a skill then for sure. Any thought about Miller's play? Today, and at Jasmine, admittedly, I didn't see the entire game. I saw there was less complaining about Miller's play on the defensive end because, believe it or not, he was not on the ice for any of the Buffalo goals, I don't think, because Dries was a -4. So I don't think that Miller was on the ice. So I thought he was fine tonight. Japan Force, as long as we get Bedard, I don't care what they do to lose. Bruce isn't management's guy. I like him, but I feel the Canucks brass has the writing on the wall. Yeah, Rutherford is not the most confidence-inducing president, that's for sure. When he's talking about Bruce Boudreau. I saw a post on IG that said the Canucks were looking to move Oyel, but he wasn't willing to move because of his no trade clause. Any thoughts on this? I have not heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me. And Oyel, you have those trade clauses for a reason, and so I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't want to go. Would I scratch Oyel for a game? No, I still wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know what the criteria is for scratching because it definitely would send a message given that he's your highest paid defenseman. But I don't know. I don't know if was he that bad tonight? I think he was a -2, so he wasn't great. If Bo keeps scoring like this, and if we can't re-sign him, we can trade him for a right-handed D or picks prospects. Yeah, Rutherford has said as much, that their priority is to sign him, but if they can't, they won't be afraid to move him as well. Sam, I'm just thankful you're on tonight. My daughter-in-law has a medical emergency, and I'm at the hospital. I'm glad to be listening to you in the parking lot. Oh my, and letting my wife and her in. Sam J, I am so sorry to hear that. Thank you for sharing that, for your trust. I'm glad that you're not watching or listening to me in the hospital, but if they're only letting your wife in right now, maybe I'm the next best thing then. But certainly we'll say a prayer for your daughter tonight. As you know, I have my prayer hour in half an hour, so I will offer her and your family up in prayer. Thank you for sharing that, Sam. I hope it goes. I hope everything goes okay. If Alvin leaves the Canucks, who will fill in for him? Don't even want to think about that, Harry. I don't think Alvin's leaving the Canucks. He just started. Bruce, there is he gone. Bruce, there is he gone. Bruce, there is he gone. Not the best grammar I've ever heard, Jay, but I think I know what you're trying to get at. Jay, I think the Friday game is the indicator. If the Canucks lose, Bruce, there he goes. If the Canucks win, Bruce is there for another game. But what do? Do you just string them along game by game by game? Who do you think will have the best breakout season from now on? Going forward, oh, that's a good question. Going forward, breakout season? Yeah, if Kuzmenko continues just by nature of his contract that he gets a new contract next year, he stands to benefit from a breakout season for sure. Sky says, I'd fire Rutherford. Yeah, but that has to come from Aquilini then. Do I think we'll see Aidan McDonough at the end of the season? Yeah, I think, especially the Canucks are out of it, that's a good time to try players like McDonough, so perhaps. Alvin Rutherford should really start to take blame too, as they didn't address the problems we had, i.e. defense. I know they say that they tried. They said that it was a lot harder than they expected. Miller was a +1. Connor Bedard following Tavares' footsteps. In what way, Edmund? Oh, may not get drafted by Vancouver, but he'll find a way to play for the Canucks. Would not complain. Ottawa and Vancouver trade rumors still alive. Are they dead? I never heard a lot of them, so I'm not sure. Lost blood circulation, passed out. Oh my gosh. Last time we had a new coach, his first game behind the bench was... Yeah, actually, Ricky, I'm not sure if you heard. That's exactly what I said about 10 minutes ago. I said if they make a move before Friday, it will be LA, i.e. the same team that Bruce Boudreau coached his first game against for the Canucks. Well, yeah, I was not going to wave as no movement, considering you only want to be here in Boston and his Swedish friends are all here. Do you think J.R. Relevant has another Pittsburgh guy in mind to replace Bruce? Yeah, but Sullivan's still coaching there, right? Keep Boudreau and fire Rutherford. Oyel won't be affected by a scratch. He's getting paid $8 million to sit. I'm sure he'd love to get scratched. I don't know if he'd love to get scratched, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Hey, Sharms, the Canucks have not lost a game ever since I proposed the idea of you doing the gritty. Okay, if the Canucks win 2 more, like if they win 3 in a row, if they beat LA and they beat Vegas, I will do the gritty on a stream. On the stream, I will do the gritty if the Canucks win 3 straight. They could put Oyel on waivers, but Coach Rob, no one's going to pick him up. No one's going to pick him up in that contract. But I think a no movement clause means you can't put him on waivers either. If there is a deal there, I think the Canucks would like to move Myers. I really do. Praying for Sam. Indeed. No one's claiming Oyel. Indeed. Do you think the Devils could make the finals this year? Nope. I don't think they're good enough to beat the teams like Boston, Carolina. But they can give them a good challenge. Shannon still thinks that Bruce can help turn the team around. That's fine. Are the rumors true that Rick Tocchet is the coach? I haven't seen anything to substantiate that, but I've definitely seen a lot of talk on Twitter. I can't believe on a winning night and your great commentary, there's more thumbs up on your channel tonight. Huh? I can't believe on a winning night and your great commentary, there's more. Oh, so Lee is saying we need some more thumbs up. There's 100 people in here and we only have 33 likes. So yes, I agree with Lee Horn. Let's get this up to at least 40 or 45 likes. Thank you for that. Do I think Friday's game might be decently high scoring? Kings are sometimes capable of a defensive game, but they aren't top end rankings offensively. Yeah, and we're starting to score a lot more, or at least today we scored a lot more. Yeah, potentially it could be a high scoring game. Watch, and now that I said that, it's probably gonna be like 2-1. You should do a parody song. He's gone from the Hall Notes song. She's gone. Who's gone? You mean Boudreau? I wouldn't do a song about a guy leaving. Well, I guess I did about Luongo. Kuzmenko, is this his first year in the NHL? Good pick. Yeah, about the breakout star, perhaps. Do you like the hard cap, and would you like the NHL to modify it so teams aren't as badly hurt by bad deals? No, I just think it's magnified because we have a bunch of bad deals. I think you need a hard cap. I'm actually fine with it. We just got to be better at working under it. Tocchet, Babcock, and Vellucci. Who's Vellucci? I can't believe on a Canucks win. Oh, that you don't have more thumbs up. There you go. That makes more sense, Lee. Sharks GM is open to moving Carlson. Return to Ottawa with salary retained with Shabbat out. Wow. Wouldn't that be a story? I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Address player development. Surprised that Bo's faceoff isn't talked about more. Not only is he just producing like a madman, but he's super solid in the dot. Yeah, but Andy, that's fair, but I think he's always been good in the faceoff dot. So we kind of expect it. Who do I think will get traded during the offseason to free up some money in order to extend Horvat and Kuzmenko? Way too early to say, Harry. I don't like to think that far ahead. And it's really hard to trade players, but when you're looking at that, Myers will have only 1 year left, so maybe he is an option. Hire Henrik and Daniel as coach. Maybe that's down the road. Carlson wasn't happy with the treatment in Ottawa. Besides, he sounds like his best player. Yeah, he's doing really well right now. I want Bedard, but I want to see the gritty, so they better win now. Well, you can still have both. They could win the next 2 and then lose a lot, and then you might get both. Everyone's talking about Bedard, but it sounds like the top 5 players will be difference makers. Yes, this is a very deep draft. Trot said he doesn't want to come here. Yeah, he also said he's not ready to coach right now. I don't feel Bruce is to blame for the season. Yeah, you're not alone, Sadu. Spencer Martin went back to his Chrome Dome. I should be more observant. I did not notice that. I'll take a low-scoring game on Friday. It might help Demko's confidence. That's true. That's presuming Demko starts on Friday. The Canucks are yet to beat a good team. Yes, that's true. Parker and I talked about that last night on Canucks After Dark. The teams that the Canucks have beat are not world beaters. Seattle, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Anaheim, and now Buffalo. Who has the leverage over Horvat if they trade? Ask too much for him. Will teams be like, we aren't paying that high of a price to trade him. We'll take a chance at him in free agency. Yeah, there's going to be a mark where players say, yeah, exactly, where teams say, I'm not going to pay for that because I could just try and get him if he walks, for sure. Yes, both the Leafs and Canucks win tonight. Justin, I think Demko gets to start Friday. Giving Demko almost a whole week off won't happen. That is fair. When do you think Demko will wake up? Hopefully soon. Did you know that the first thing Luongo did? Okay, I think the Kings beat them. Bruce doesn't deserve this. Probably get a first rounder plus for Shen and Kuzmenko. No money. Gives a contending team a boost both on the physical side and skill side. Yeah, I'd hate to lose Kuzmenko. All right, I guess we're not losing Kuzmenko for nothing if we're trading him and getting something for him. Japan's asking, why don't you play Martin back-to-back? No team is giving up a first for Shen and Kuzmenko. Sherratt got Montreal a first. Your gut feeling, who starts Friday? My gut feeling is he'll go Demko. My gut feeling, because even starting Spencer Martin back-to-back, it might seem like the logical thing to do because he wins more than he loses. I think it sets off a bit of a controversy that you might not need, but others might say, who cares, as long as we have the best chance to win. The gritty is a dance, Carol, that you don't want to see me doing. Do I think Demko is losing his confidence? Maybe a little bit. Who are you surprised hasn't scored a goal yet? Brock Besser. Jeff says go with Martin. That's fair. The first thing Luongo did after getting the Hall. Yes, he did say he called the Sedins because he wanted to go in with them. I hope we don't let anyone walk. We need to be at the very least get something for these players we can't pay. We've learned that lesson, indeed. Any plan on going to Disneyland this year? Funny you mentioned that, fangirl. Yes, my family will be going December 18th to 24th. We are going right before Christmas this season. Spencer Martin has matched Halak's win total for Vancouver. Yikes. And done that in November. Demko is the future. Keep playing him 60-40, which is more than a lot of other splits. Is Demko going through something? Not that I know of. I'm surprised Barzal hasn't scored yet. I did not know that. Florida went head over heels for Sherratt. GMs get mesmerized at deadline time. That is fair. That is fair. I'll take the next question or comment that comes in. I'll address it. And then, so it's more talk about Martin versus Demko. Actually, let's do that to end right now. I'm going to put a poll in. I say it's very simple. It's who should start on Friday. Whoops. I want to do a poll, but I didn't do that. Start a poll there. Who should... So you can type in your thing, but vote in the poll. It's easier for me to see. So 2 answers. Demko or Martin. Ask my community. Who should start on Friday? You guys vote on the poll so then I can see the results as we go. And I'm going to wrap up right now because I need to get going to my church in a few minutes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, moderators. It sounds like you didn't have to do too much today, but that's okay. I'm certainly not going to complain about that. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang for your support as well, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks to all of you. No donations tonight, but that's okay, and that's not a hint. I never hint that I need donations. I just say whether they have been or have been donations. So no donations tonight, but I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed as you walk out. Make sure you like this video And then make sure that you continue to leave comments and continue voting on the poll. And I'll show the results in about a minute as I wrap up. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And as well, thank you to my primary sponsor, my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. And thank you to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. For tomorrow, no Canucks game. Actually, no Canucks game until Friday. So my guess is they have the day. They probably won't practice tomorrow. They will practice on Thursday. And then I'll be at the game on Friday. But I will be here with streams tomorrow night at 11 p.m., then Thursday night at 11 p.m., of course. Coach Rob with the late $2 donation. I always feel bad, but at least Rob, make sure that something's on the donation train tonight. Choo choo. Thank you, Rob, for that donation. Kevin says, why do you go to church so late? Every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning from midnight to 1, I have a prayer hour at my church, and it's a wonderful way to give thanks and to have some quiet time in the chapel at my church. So as always, thank you for being here. The poll results, wow, this is exciting, you guys. The poll results say this. 43 you voted, 53% said Demko, 46% said Martin. So pretty darn close, I guess we'll find out, maybe not until Friday. So we'll have to stay in suspense until then. Thanks, friends, for being here. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Sam J will pray for you and your family and your daughter. And don't forget, I'm back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Same place, same time, same channel. A man with authority walked into a bar. He ordered everyone around. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.